My beloved child, pause for a moment and breathe. Quiet the noise around you, because this message is not arriving to fill you with fear. It is arriving to restore your clarity. Archangel Michael is standing near you with a message about the season you are entering, and the first thing he wants you to understand is this: not everything that suddenly changes is a tragedy, and not every closed door is a punishment. Sometimes heaven interrupts a familiar path because it can see what you cannot yet see. You may have noticed unusual tension around you lately. A conversation may have felt different. Someone's behavior may have changed without explanation. A plan that once seemed certain may now feel unstable. You may have awakened with a heavy heart, sensing that something was shifting, even though you could not name it. Archangel Michael asks you not to panic. Your sensitivity is not a sign that you are losing control. It may be an invitation to slow down, observe carefully, and stop giving automatic access to everyone who asks for your time, trust, or energy. This is a season of divine redirection. There was a road you were prepared to take simply because it looked familiar. You knew its turns. You understood its expectations. Other people may even have encouraged you to remain there. Yet deep inside, something kept whispering that the road no longer matched the person you were becoming. You tried to silence that feeling because change seemed inconvenient. You wondered whether choosing a new direction would disappoint someone. But Archangel Michael says the discomfort was not there to destroy your peace. It was there to awaken your discernment. Imagine yourself walking through a valley just before sunrise. Behind you is a long night filled with questions, delays, betrayals, and private battles. Ahead of you, the path divides. One road is crowded and noisy. It promises quick approval, but every step requires you to become smaller. The other road is quiet. It asks for courage, patience, and faith, but a golden light rests upon it. Archangel Michael stands between those two roads with his sword lowered, not to frighten you, but to make the truth visible. The choice before you is not between comfort and disaster. It is between repeating an old pattern and honoring the wisdom you gained from it. For too long, you have mistaken endurance for obligation. You remained in places that exhausted you because you believed leaving would mean you had failed. You carried responsibilities that belonged to other people. You explained yourself to those who had already decided not to understand you. You offered loyalty even when loyalty was not returned. And whenever your spirit asked for rest, you called yourself weak. Archangel Michael says you are not weak for needing peace. You are not selfish for creating boundaries. You are not cruel for refusing to participate in what continually wounds you. Let those words settle into your heart. The warning in this message is not that some unavoidable tragedy is chasing you. The warning is that ignoring what you already know can keep you trapped in a cycle that God is helping you leave. Do not dismiss every red flag because you are afraid of starting again. Do not call confusion love. Do not call constant anxiety loyalty. Do not call self-abandonment patience. Heaven is not asking you to live suspicious of everyone. It is asking you to stop betraying your own God-given wisdom merely to preserve a false peace. Some people are only comfortable with the version of you who never says no. When you begin to heal, they may accuse you of changing. They are correct. You are changing. You are learning that kindness does not require unlimited access. You are learning that forgiveness does not mean returning to the same harmful arrangement. You are learning that you can pray for someone and still step away from the chaos they refuse to address. This is where Archangel Michael's protection becomes visible, not always as a dramatic rescue, but as the strength to make one honest decision. Perhaps your protection will look like declining an invitation that leaves you uneasy. Perhaps it will look like waiting before signing an agreement. It may mean asking another question instead of accepting a vague answer. It may mean saving money rather than spending it to impress others. It may mean seeking professional help, speaking with someone you trust, or refusing to keep a secret that places you or another person in danger. Divine guidance does not remove the need for wisdom. It strengthens you to use it. My beloved child, you have asked for a sign, but the sign may not arrive as thunder in the sky. It may arrive as a pattern becoming impossible to ignore. It may be the same promise repeatedly broken. It may be the exhaustion you feel after every interaction with a certain person. It may be an unexpected opportunity that brings peace instead of pressure. It may be the quiet thought that says, "Take your time. You do not have to decide today." Archangel Michael reminds you that urgency and destiny are not the same thing. What is truly meant for you will not require you to abandon your values in order to receive it. There is also a blessing hidden inside this redirection. Something you have prayed for has been delayed, not because you were forgotten, but because you were still learning how to carry it without surrendering it to the wrong hands. If the opportunity had arrived earlier, you might have shared it with people who celebrated your usefulness, but not your soul. You might have accepted less than you deserved because you had not yet discovered your worth. You might have mistaken attention for support and flattery for loyalty. The delay taught you to recognize what peace feels like. Now the blessing can meet a wiser version of you. You are becoming someone who can receive without apologizing, someone who can succeed without needing to prove anything to those who doubted you, someone who can love deeply without disappearing inside another person's expectations, someone who understands that a blessing is not only what enters your life, sometimes it is what finally leaves. Think about what has recently fallen away. A connection may have weakened, a plan may have ended, a role that once defined you may no longer fit. At first, you called it loss. Archangel Michael asks you to look again. Did that ending create space? Did it reveal a truth? Did it return time, attention, or strength to you? Did it show you how much effort you had been spending to keep something alive by yourself? Not every departure is rejection. Some departures are release. The storm you walked through was not sent to convince you that life would always be painful. It revealed the condition of your foundation. It showed you which relationships were mutual and which depended entirely on your sacrifice. It revealed which plans were rooted in purpose and which were driven by fear. Most importantly, it showed you that you were stronger than the version of yourself who first entered that storm. You survived days you once believed would break you. You found a way forward while carrying questions no one else could answer. You continued to care even after disappointment. You continued to pray even when heaven seemed quiet. Your faith may not have looked perfect, but it remained alive. Archangel Michael says that this quiet endurance has become a sword of wisdom in your hand. You do not need to fight every person. You do not need to expose every hidden motive. You do not need to win every argument. Some battles end the moment you stop volunteering for them. Say this within your heart. I release the need to chase clarity from people committed to confusion. I welcome peace, wisdom, and divine direction. As you speak those words, picture a heavy chain falling from your shoulders. The chain is not another person. It is the belief that your future depends upon their approval. See yourself standing upright again. Your breath becomes deeper. Your mind becomes quieter. The fog begins to lift, and the road ahead becomes visible one step at a time. Archangel Michael does not promise that every answer will appear at once. He offers something more useful, enough light for your next faithful step. In the coming days, pay attention to what brings steady peace rather than temporary excitement. A genuine opening may arrive quietly. It could be a message, a conversation, a practical idea, an invitation, or a solution you overlooked before. Do not reject small beginnings because they do not look dramatic. A door does not need to be enormous to lead you into a different life. The first sign of breakthrough may happen inside you. You may realize that a situation no longer controls your emotions. You may hear a name and feel peace instead of pain. You may wake up without the heaviness that followed you for months. You may finally make a decision you kept postponing. That inner shift matters. External change often begins when your heart stops negotiating with what it has already outgrown. Then watch how your surroundings respond. People who benefited from your lack of boundaries may become uncomfortable. Do not interpret their discomfort as proof that you are doing something wrong. Those who genuinely love you may need time to adjust, but they will not require you to destroy yourself to keep them comfortable. Healthy connection can survive honest limits. Manipulation cannot. At the same time, someone unexpected may show you kindness without demanding anything in return. A new friendship, mentor, collaborator, or supportive voice may enter your journey. Receive new connections slowly and wisely. You are not being asked to replace one dependency with another. Let consistency reveal character. Let actions confirm words. Trust can grow without being rushed. Archangel Michael's sword represents truth. Truth separates what looks similar, but carries a different spirit. Confidence from arrogance, patience from avoidance, generosity from people-pleasing, and love from control. In this season, you will become more skilled at recognizing these differences. That discernment is part of your protection. There is another truth you must hear. You are not behind. You have compared your path with people who appear to move faster. You watched doors open for them while yours remained closed. You wondered whether you missed your moment, but you could not see the full cost of their journey, just as they could not see the private preparation happening within yours. Your timeline is not evidence of abandonment. Some roots grow deep before anything appears above the soil. The waiting season was developing qualities that public success cannot create: patience, compassion, restraint, courage, and the ability to recognize what truly matters. These qualities will keep your blessing from becoming another burden. When the next opportunity arrives, you will not need to chase it in desperation. You will be able to examine it with a calm mind and ask, does this align with my values? Does it create good fruit? Can I enter this without losing myself? That is maturity. That is freedom. My beloved child, release the fear that one wrong move will permanently destroy your destiny. God is not waiting for you to make a mistake so that everything can be taken away. Guidance is not a fragile thread that breaks because you paused, asked questions, or needed time. You are allowed to proceed thoughtfully. You are allowed to seek confirmation. You are allowed to correct your course. If you face an immediate or practical danger, take practical action. Contact someone trustworthy. Reach out to local emergency services when needed. Speak to a qualified professional about legal, medical, financial, or mental health concerns. Faith and wise help are not enemies. Sometimes protection arrives through a phone call, a safety plan, a doctor, a counselor, a lawyer, or a friend who helps you see clearly. Archangel Michael's message is meant to make you more courageous, not more afraid. Now imagine a golden light appearing at the far end of the valley. It does not rush toward you like a force you must chase. It waits steadily, illuminating the ground beneath your feet. Around that light are 4 gifts: clarity for your mind, courage for your decisions, peace for your heart, and strength for your boundaries. These are the first blessings of your new season. Financial change may follow, but wisdom must lead it. A relationship may be restored, but truth must support it. A new opportunity may appear, but alignment must guide your answer. You are no longer accepting something merely because it is available. You are learning to ask whether it is healthy, timely, and worthy of the life you are building. The blessing coming toward you is not permission to stop being discerning. It is evidence that your discernment prepared you to receive well. There may be one conversation you need to have. You have rehearsed it in your mind, but avoided it because you feared the response. Before you speak, choose calm over accusation. Say what you observed, explain how it affected you, and make your boundary clear. You cannot control whether another person takes responsibility, but you can choose not to abandon the truth just because they resist it. There may also be a conversation you do not need to have. Not everyone deserves a final explanation. If someone has repeatedly twisted your words, ignored your limits, or made you unsafe, distance may communicate what another paragraph cannot. Ask for wisdom. Choose the path that protects life, dignity, and peace. This redirection may initially feel lonely because the old noise is fading before the new community appears. Do not rush to fill the silence. Solitude can become a sacred room where you hear your own thoughts again. Rest there, pray there, write down what you are learning. Rebuild routines that care for your body and mind. Clean the space around you. Finish one small task. Keep one promise to yourself. Healing becomes real through ordinary actions repeated with love. Soon, you may notice that you are no longer waiting for someone else to rescue you from a life you have the power to change. That realization will not separate you from God. It will show you how divine strength has been working within you. Archangel Michael says, the door before you opens inward. Courage is the hand that turns it. You have been asking when your new chapter will begin. It begins when you stop using yesterday's pain as tomorrow's map. It begins when you choose based on wisdom rather than fear. It begins when you understand that being chosen does not make you exempt from difficulty. It calls you to meet difficulty with integrity, faith, and discernment. Your breakthrough may not be a life with no problems. It may be the ability to face problems without losing your center. It may be a peaceful mind after years of overthinking. It may be the courage to leave what repeatedly harms you. It may be enough strength to try again without carrying shame from the last attempt. Do not underestimate these victories. If this message speaks to your heart, write, "I choose wisdom and peace" in the comments, not as a magical formula, but as a personal declaration of the direction you intend to take. Let it remind you that faith includes responsibility, and hope becomes powerful when it is joined with action. Share this message with someone who is facing a difficult decision and needs encouragement rather than fear. Remind them that they are allowed to slow down, pray, ask questions, seek help, and choose peace. And if you want to continue receiving messages centered on courage, discernment, and spiritual growth, subscribe and stay connected to this community. But before you leave, receive this final word. The darkness behind you is not proof that darkness owns your future. The delay is not proof that the answer will never come. The ending is not proof that you are unloved. You are standing at the edge of a clearer season, and the wisdom you gained will travel with you. Archangel Michael stands in the image of this message with his sword planted firmly in the earth. Behind him, the old road fades into mist. Before him, the sunrise spreads across a new horizon. He does not drag you toward it. He simply points and reminds you that the strength to move has already been placed within you. Take the next step carefully, but do not take it fearfully. Guard your peace without hardening your heart. Forgive without surrendering your boundaries. Hope without ignoring reality. Trust God while also using the wisdom, support, and practical resources placed around you. Let truth lead. Let peace confirm. Let courage move your feet. What was meant to confuse you will become a lesson. What was meant to diminish you will reveal your strength. What left your life will make room for what can meet you with honesty. And what has been delayed will arrive when you are able to receive it without losing yourself. My beloved child, you are not returning to who you were before the storm. You are becoming someone steadier, wiser, and freer. This is not the end of your story. It is the moment you stop walking in circles and finally recognize the open road. May clarity guard your mind. May courage strengthen your voice. May peace settle over your home. May wise people surround you. May every harmful pattern lose its hold. And may the next chapter of your life be built not on panic, pressure, or performance, but on truth, dignity, faith, and love. The redirection is not ruining your future, it is protecting it. And now, with a calm heart and open eyes, you are ready to move forward.